today is an infamous day in
Mm.
the NFL. Roster cut day. Not a great day for most people, right? Some people, their dreams are being destroyed and everything they worked for is totally going to shit. But there's also some people out there that
Really
are
nice way to put it.
achieving their lifelong dreams as well, right? So it's kind of like a happy day, but also a really sad
Double-edged
day.
sword. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't really know exactly how to feel about it, but definitely some notable names, right, in Colts Nation that got cut today. And there were a couple names that were surprising that made the 53-man squad. So wanted to dive right into that with you. But before we do that, make sure you guys that are watching, make sure you click that subscribe button and go follow us on all socials to talk Colts football baby with us, Colts Unplugged. So, Addy,
Yeah.
right off rip, I did want to highlight and kind of take the audience back. You did months ago, actually, now or a
No,
month
no,
and a
no,
half
about a
ago.
month ago. Yeah, about a month
About
ago.
a month ago, okay, about a month ago, you did officially declare and predict that the first big name that I would say that got cut today, Jelani Woods. You predicted that he was not going to make the 53-man roster. What are your initial thoughts on,
So,
Jelani Woods not making it?
I wanna preface by saying he was running with the 3s and 4s all camp, so, like and he's dealt with injury histories, so we kinda knew that, okay, with carrying other tight ends and drafting a tight end round 1, Tyler Warren, Mo Cox for his blocking. Drew Ogletree's a pretty decent tight end from a blocking perspective. And then you've got Will Mallory, who's second year kind of breakout. He performed really well at camp. So knowing all this, I'd made an executive decision that Jelani Woods was getting cut because when we went to training camp, Logan, we talked about how all these tight ends are fucking massive. I'm like, Jesus Christ, these guys are like 6'7", 6'8". But there's one thing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stood out to me, and it's all these dudes are massive and they're all super built, like top to bottom, except for Jelani Woods. He's super built on the top, but he's got these like toothpick legs like me. And I'm like, no shit, he's always injured. Like, it's gotta be because he doesn't hit legs. So that's why I decided that Jelani Woods, even though we all knew he was probably going to get cut running with the 3s and 4s, and we'll probably maybe insert the clip in this because we have a video of me saying this a month ago. He was going to get cut. So that was honestly like it was expected. It kind of sucks because after his 2022 rookie season, we were just like, did we just find a fucking diamond in the rough? Like massive tight end, playmaker, can high point the ball, is 6'7", 6'8". Like, did we just find the next dude for the Indianapolis Colts? And then injury bug. And it's similar to a lot of, other people that got cut today, specifically a big name that I'm sure we'll get to, Indy native. But shocking, no. Sad, a little. Injury plagued, yeah, a lot. So
Yeah. Definitely not shocking. I wouldn't use the word shocking for me either, just disappointing and notable, of course, because like you said, I felt like Jelani Woods really could be a guy, man. He had all of the things that you look for in a tight end. I mean, being 6'7" and being able to run a 4.6 40,
that's crazy.
I'm telling you, man, the sky was the limit for
Yeah.
that man. If he could have stayed on the field, we saw what he could do in limited action, right? I think back to the play against the Chiefs to win the game, right? A few years back with Matt Ryan as the quarterback.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely wish it could have worked out. It would have been amazing if we could have ran like a two tight end set with Tyler Warren and fully healthy Jelani Woods. Oh my god.
Hey, Drew Ogletree is not
But
a
hey,
bad next guy up. Like
exactly,
Will
yeah.
Mallory's taking the next step. We saw him in training
Right.
camp. He looked really good. So I have no
I was gonna
problem with
say
it.
one last thought on Jelani Woods. Do you think that if Will Mallory wouldn't have had the camp that he had, do you
Oh,
feel
for sure.
like Jelani could have still made the
For
roster?
sure. I just think the other guys just kind of stepped up. Like Jelani played well and he stayed
Yeah.
healthy, but he ran with the 3s and 4s mostly. And that you can just tell. Even Will Mallory was running with the 1s when we were going and watching him play with AR and Daniel Jones, like occasionally. So, I mean, I expect big things for Will Mallory, especially with an aging Mo Cox and Drew Ogletree, who sometimes can't catch the ball, but it's a good blocker. So, I expect big things for Will Mallory for sure. And I think he was a pretty big reason why Jelani Woods ended up getting cut. So,
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, it's disappointing, but not shocking. Now, I will say one, I would put it in the surprising territory. I wouldn't say shocking territory for me, but it was surprising for sure because of how short-handed the Colts have been in the cornerback room. Juju Brents, right? Like you mentioned,
Mhm.
Indy native. I I get it though. I do get it. He only played 11 games, right, over the course of his 2 seasons. Just could not stay off of IR. So I get it, but at the same time, that one definitely fell in the surprising category for me. Going off that name too, I would say Chris Lammons. I thought he would probably make the roster because of the lack of depth in the cornerback room, and considering the fact that he'd played for the Indianapolis Colts before and he had a great training camp, I really thought he would make the squad. So those two would definitely put in the surprising territory. What
So
were your thoughts on those guys?
Juju Brent's definitely a little surprising, but kind of expected for a guy that wasn't able to stay on the field. I would say that his preseason game, like his last preseason game he played just now against the Bengals, he didn't put anything crazy on tape. He doesn't really fit Lou
Mm,
Anarumo's scheme in that regard. So I totally understand it. And then when you can't stay on the field, it's like every other game is like a hammy, or like he returns back from injury and it's a hammy again. So um you just can't stay on the field. It sucks in that regard. And it sucks to lose an Indy native, a second round draft pick. You know, someone that they took, I think, at like 43 overall or something like that. So
44, yeah.
44, yeah. So it definitely sucks in that regard. But I think what really the reasoning between, and I think Chris Lamons will get picked up in practice squad. I don't think Juju Brents will, but I think the reason why they were comfortable letting go of Lamons, Juju Brents, they let go of Sam Womack is because of the addition of a couple of people, right? Xavier Howard, Cam Ward in the offseason, Cam Bynum, Kenny Moore, hopefully back healthy. Jalen Jones, hopefully will come back healthy. We picked up the guy, I forgot his name, from the Vikings. We traded a 6th round pick
Oh,
for him.
yeah.
And then
Yep.
the big thing I think is undrafted free agent pickup over the offseason, Jonathan Edwards. He's played really well and surprised a lot of the team as an undrafted rookie. Picked up, like I said, this past offseason. Um, and I think his emergence plus, we still have a decent amount of depth. Granted, they're a little bit older, but this DB room looks completely different now. But I think that's what led to Juju Brents' kind of dismissal. But I think Lamont will probably be back to some degree on the practice squad as a gunner or just as a
Yeah.
late day
I
active
got a
for Sundays.
feeling just with his association with the team in the past and his familiarity for sure
And he
with
balled
the
out.
squad in the past, I think he's probably going to be back in some way, shape, or form on the practice squad for sure. That's a pretty good bet. I was
That's
going to ask too about what you thought about Khalil Herbert. I felt like in the offseason when the Colts signed him, I felt that it was almost a lock, damn near, that he was going to be potentially even RB2, but for sure RB3 before they drafted Giddens, of course. But yeah, I was a little surprised by that. I'm assuming maybe more because they like what Tyler Goodson can bring as a pass catcher and as a returner. I guess I wasn't really yeah,
I'd say it's a
super.
couple of things. One, Khalil
I
Herbert's
was a little
dealing with
confused on
an
that one.
Khalil Herbert's dealing with an injury, so that's definitely one big piece of it. First thing I
Mhm.
saw when Khalil Herbert got released was, "Holy shit, it's DJ Giddens season, baby. Let's go." So I'm excited for DJ Giddens in that regard.
Yeah.
But I think a couple of things this says is one, Khalil Herbert dealing with injuries. Two, they really like DJ Giddens as a complimentary back. Second, RB2. Two, Jonathan Taylor. Third, Tyler Goodson's injury is not as bad as we expected. Like he had a brace on his elbow, but maybe he will return back, by week one. And then
Mm.
lastly, what I would say is they released Ulysses Bentley, who had a pretty strong preseason, and I could see them bringing him back in some practice squad manner as like an RB4 depth kind of guy. Potentially activate him during game days when needed. So, and Khalil Herbert's just a little bit older, right? He's a decent back, good pass blocker, but just a little bit older guy. I think it's time to just roll with the young guys.
Yeah. I
What
was gonna say, I think just his limited skill set. He's more of just a regular, normal running back, I guess, at this point in his career, and we already have somebody like that in Jonathan Taylor. We don't really need another running back that's just kind of, a hand the ball off to type of guy.
Yeah,
So, yeah, like you like you said, you would much rather go with those younger guys who have a broader skill set, a little bit better pass catchers, things of that nature.
There were
So
2 more
that
I
makes
was
sense.
really sad about. One was Isaiah Land, who is
Yeah.
he balled out. He does not deserve to play with the 3s and 4s, but unfortunately, this we're just pretty deep in that regard, but from a defensive end standpoint, but it's a guy that we've been developing for 2 seasons. I think he could really break out. He won't make it past waivers. He's that good of a talent. And I think the team just decided to keep Ebukam because they're paying him a shit ton over Isaiah Land, so that was my thought process there. And, lastly, what's his name? I had it pulled up. Coleman Owen. He was a preseason baller, wide receiver. Played really well with Riley Leonard and Jason Bean, who Jason Bean got released as well. Probably come back in the practice squad. That was sad. I don't think he's going to clear waivers though. Like it's a guy. He's a kind of guy you want to
Yeah.
develop, kind of long term. So it's
I was
I
gonna say
don't.
with Coleman, I could see if he did clear waivers, I could see him back on the
Oh,
practice squad for sure
would love
with
him.
Jason Bean. But yeah, that I agree with you there. He was definitely a guy who had sure hands, great route runner, hardworking dude, of course, right? And
Yeah,
seemed to be pretty smart as far as
yeah.
the X's and O's. So yeah, no, I wouldn't mind having him back on the practice squad. Anyone that you can think I was gonna ask too that you are super surprised by that made the squad that
I
did not
wouldn't.
get cut.
Actually, one, it would probably be Rodney Thomas. I think that's more of
Okay.
like a just a depth thing, just kind of keep him
Gotta be
around. I just don't think he's good.
special teams in depth
Yeah,
for
special
sure.
teams in depth. He's
Yeah.
just not very good. I know they're trying out Mike Hilton, so depending upon what that looks like, Mike Hilton mainly plays a nickel, but he also has played as a safety for Lou Anarumo in the past. So that'd be pretty exciting, and maybe you demote Rodney Thomas in that regard if that's what they want to bring him in as. But
I saw one theory actually on Colts Twitter. I can't remember who tweeted it, but about Mike Hilton that he plays a lot of slot corner, which obviously the Colts have one of the better slot corners in the league already in Kenny Moore. But basically, the theory was you bring in a guy like Mike Hilton, and he can kind of make sure that Kenny is always fresh.
yeah,
So
that's
like
true.
you bring him in on like certain
It's good for dime
downs and
packages
certain
too. Like,
packages and stuff like that. And I was like, that's an interesting that would be an interesting little, proposition for sure, and, like, obviously, he's familiar with Lou Anarumo's defense, so I would not hate I would not hate that addition, to be honest,
it's really sad though because
especially for a depth piece.
what Justin Wally should have been this season, man. He should have been that guy, but,
Oh, man.
we can't live in the past, can't live unfortunate ACL injury.
Yeah.
Um, but it's kinda
Oh,
cool to see.
Carla is officially on, starting the season on IR.
But designated to return, which is a good thing, so he'll be back, hopefully
Right, yeah.
all 4 games.
Definitely makes me look back, though, in the offseason and be like,
Jihad
"Chris,
Campbell,
what
Jihad
the hell
Campbell,
were you doing?"
Jihad Campbell. Should've traded
No, no,
back
no,
in.
no.
Traded back into the
No,
first.
not yeah, yeah, not no. No, not over Tyler Warren, though,
I
not
know,
over
but
Tyler
he
Warren.
went 31.
Yeah.
You coulda traded back into
Okay,
the
okay,
first.
okay. Yeah, yeah, we could
Jihad
you coulda got him looking better.
Campbell.
No, it does
What
make me
happened?
wonder, though, Chris, like, what are you doing not going out and getting a veteran linebacker looking at our awful, awful linebacker depth
Yeah.
right now?
Hey, back
Uh,
what's his name? Baki? I don't know,
yeah,
he's a big dude.
Bocce's gonna he's gonna play. He's
He
gonna
has to
play out
play.
of necessity
Yeah.
this year, yeah.
But he played
He
pretty well
has to
in
play.
preseason, had a good training
Yes.
camp, so I'm excited. I think
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
Colts organization did dealing with injuries has been a little bit different and bringing in some proven guys that are a little bit older that Lou trusts, I think, because his defense is not the easiest of minds. It's pretty complicated, so it's cool to see, in that regard, so I'm excited. I think it's a sad day, like you said in the beginning of the pod. It's a very sad day for, people that are losing their jobs, people that have worked hard their entire career to get to this point, but I am very excited for the direction of the Colts, and once again, it just depends on we'll talk about this in the next episode. Just depends on quarterback play, where this team
Hey,
goes.
I'll end it off on this, man, with quarterback play. Anthony Richardson, he better really be making sure he's getting to the film room and the practice room because Riley Leonard's coming. He's coming, bro. He's coming for QB2 if Anthony Richardson does not get his shit together, my friend.
If he's
So
QB2, bro, I would do the worst fucking dare in the world. I'm not gonna say it. I would do something crazy. But there's 0% chance Riley Leonard. Oh, sorry. If he's QB1, not QB2, it could very realistically be
no, no, no,
QB2.
not, yeah, not
But
QB1.
if
Yeah.
he's
Okay.
QB1, I'd be like, what the fuck? But
Yep.
um all right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Another episode of Cup. Like Logan mentioned in the beginning, make sure to like, subscribe, everything. We are everywhere. YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. We're all up in your
Everywhere.
fucking face. So look at us everywhere. Um, And then we'll be back next episode talking about the Colts Dolphins preview, guys. It's the season. So these are very exciting episodes that we do, just previewing the Colts and the Dolphins. So let's get it going, baby. Come on. Very pumped. Thanks again, guys.